Hello everyone, this is GamePro24X bringing you a really good Glimmer farm that I have found in the Destiny beta. So basically what you're going to have to do is go to the Skywatch, and that room I just left, you will have to go check in there first to see if there is a chest, because a chest will spawn in there. A chest will also spawn in here. You see it right there on the left. And don't worry if it is a Hollow Knight, as long as you're on your vehicle, he will not bother you. I don't know why, but he's more afraid of you than you are of him. And mind you this, that he will kill you in one shot. This is one of those like restricted enemy types. So after you have checked that little cave or that hole, you're gonna check inside this cave for another chest that spawns there. And I don't know how this happened, but Fallen have spawned in there. This is their normal spawning cave, so that's why that happened, but usually it never happens when they go in there. So when you're checking these caves, make sure you look everywhere, because the chests are not going to be in the same places every time. So whenever you go in there, look all around before you leave, and they will spawn differently at certain times. And this right here is the third cave where you can find a chest, and I think every 90 seconds the chest will start respawning, but I've seen to find them a lot faster when you just keep going around in circles. And this is the last area where you can find a chest inside this warehouse. Now please remember this warehouse, because I will be mentioning it later in another part of the video that talks about a different method that's much better than this one. So again, you're just gonna pretty much repeat the same thing, and look, see, like more treasure chests come up, and every time you open up a chest, you're guaranteed at least over 120 Glimmer. So you know this can take you at least maybe 1 to 2 minutes just to go and search at everyone, and you might get like 2 at a time every time you do your rotation. But yeah, this is pretty much one really great way to go back and forth and collect a lot of Glimmer. I also forgot to mention that while you're gathering all these chests, you will also be getting extra goodies like weapons and equipment and whatnot. So when you do grab a decent amount, look at the ones that you don't want and go ahead and dismantle them. Because doing that will get you materials and extra glimmers, so you'll be getting a little bit more out of this than you originally thought. And if you have the encryptions, keep those. Go to the tower, find out what they are, and pretty much do the same thing so you can get even more Glimmer on the side. Now to get rid of the ogre, you're going to have to try to sneak past him and hide on top of the ceiling. Once you've done that, and this may take you a few tries, but throw your grenade, and it may not hurt him, but it does push him back, and he moves back further enough, he'll fall off the cliff, and there you go. And once you kill him, eventually the Hollow Knight will respawn, and if you kill the Hollow Knight, the Orc will respawn. So keep that in mind, everyone. Okay, now for the last part. This is also another reason why this is probably the best place to farm Glimmer. You see that prompt right there, right above my health? Whenever you see that, get ready and go into the caves that I mentioned before, because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a bunch of Fallen and a bunch of hives will start spawning out of their normal spawns, and they just keep spawning out of that cave. So what the strategy here is if you have an Ether Seed, go ahead and consume that, because at the end of this you'll get another one anyway, so it's not like you're wasting it. Plus you'll be getting double the Glimmer. So while you're sitting here spawn camping all of them, you're racking up Glimmer left and right like crazy. And I highly recommend doing this with a full team, because I did this one by myself, and that really sucked because I ended up dying when I fought the enemies that had yellow health. And the enemies that had yellow health always dropped 25 Glimmer. But if you had the seed on you, they dropped 50 Glimmer at a time. And they always kept spawning, like, a lot. In the warehouse area where we find the last chest, that is where all the hives spawn. So if you want to go ahead and just you can pick and choose which faction you want to farm, either the Fallen or the Hive. It doesn't matter. All you have to know is that you will be getting a lot of Glimmer from doing this, and it's one of those random events that happen twice a day. So I've pretty much figured out how this kind of event happens in a sense, and when it happens. So it happens once in the day and once at night, and when it happens in those times, it's always at the peak of the day and at the peak of the night. And what I mean by that is after the event is over, for example, if I'm doing this at night, when the event is over, if you look around, you'll start to see the sun come up. So basically it's like the moment it hits 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. sorry, is when the event happens in game. And the same thing, and I've had this happen to me during the day as well, so it does happen at noon, but it's always in the midday and then midnight. And as soon as the event is over, that's when the next cycle happens, which is either day or night. So keep that in mind. So basically, while you're farming here, just keep an eye out and pay attention to above your health bar, so that if you see that, sorry, not your health bar, your ammo bar, sorry. So if you see that prompt, you and your team could get ready and just start spawn camping them like crazy. Now, I'm a warlock, so my powers are really good for this because they basically stay in one place and they just keep on doing damage over time, especially my supercharge ability. So again, this will just really help you it will help you get a lot of kills, a lot of Glimmer, and a lot of EXP really fast. And if you have a good team with you, you guys can just constantly just bombard that entire cave with just projectiles and ammo. But yeah, I haven't seen anyone else post this at all, so I think I'm probably the first one to really like mention this. But yeah, so again, while you're waiting for this event to happen, just go around and round up all the chests, and eventually you'll start to get into the hang of it, and you'll actually start to you'll start to know when it starts to get close to that time. And it doesn't happen all the time. Like, for example, it doesn't happen twice a day. Like, it can happen once a day, and again, it's all random. It'll either be this event or a public event that will happen randomly. Well, I guess I couldn't say random because it happens on the same exact time of day and night whenever I've done this, so yeah, you know what I mean. And yeah, again, you know, it's really bad to do this by yourself. Now, I have like really powerful weapons, and I haven't found anything else better, and I'm just getting my ass handed to me left and right because now the stronger enemies are starting to show up. But basically, what is going on in this event, aside from you doing that, is that all the Fallen and all the Hive are going out in the middle of that battlefield and just duking it out. Like, look at that. Like, look how many people are there just constantly just shooting each other. Like, that's insane. You don't want to get caught in the middle of that. So again, instead of just going out there and trying to pick off stragglers, just spawn camp them, and you'll be able to farm a lot of Glimmer that way. And I was able to get up to at least 10k really fast. And I've like bought in multiple ships already, and whenever I did this little method and this event happened, I shot back up to 10k like nothing. So again, be sure you have your ether seeds, because you will get another one after this event. An ether seed will drop from one of those guys that have the yellow health, so keep that in mind. It will always drop from one of those guys. So loot this, like scavenge the battlefield after everything is done, and right there, see, that's where the hive spawn. So next time I do this, I'm gonna try spawn camping the hive and see how that does. But yeah, I hope you guys found this very helpful, and I hope you guys get get that ship or vehicle or title you've been looking for. And yeah, I just hope there's more to this game than this when the maintenance is back up. So yeah, thank you very much, and you guys take care.